I think that's part of the process as well. So I got another question here, and that's a good one. So what's the difference between white Dorpers and black-headed Dorpers? Is the meat quality better in one than the other? Does one shed their coat better than another?
So the difference in them was one of the original parentage breeds that the South Africans utilized to create these two specific breeds. So they are 75% related to each other, basically, if you want to punch it down to numbers. Okay. And with that being said, there's a little difference, in my opinion, sometimes on phenotype. The white Dorpers can tend to be a little shorter, stockier, stouter to the ground, and the black-headed Dorpers can be maybe a little more elevated, a little more leg length on them. From a meat quality standpoint, we don't see any difference on them. I've done some research on that. There really is no difference there. I think what you would probably see is that there's more difference between animals within the blacks and whites than between the breeds, if that makes any sense. If you've had a flock that's been really, really selected for meat quality, then yes, they're probably going to be better than one of the other breed, but they might be just as much better than another flock that hasn't been selected for that. And really, in the lamb industry, we don't see a lot of hard carcass data coming back in terms of tenderness or marble compared to the beef cattle industry. And so when you say, hey, Dorpers are really good at meat quality, a lot of that is a function of they're high in their lean to fat ratio. They are tender, and they are pleasant to the taste. In other words, since they're not a wool breed, excuse me, I got flies and moths getting all over me. We did have some rain, so now we got gnats. But since they're not a wool breed, they're a breed that doesn't produce as much lanolin, which if you think about lamb, admittedly, and you think about what lamb tastes like, sometimes, aren't you supposed to be in bed? You sneaked up. You think about kind of that lamb taste, and Dorpers do not have as much prevalence of that. To answer the third part of that question, which one sheds their coats better? I would, in my opinion, say that the white Dorpers can sometimes shed just a notch better, because a lot of times you also see them mixed with a St. Croix or a Katahdin, and they can kind of maintain that white color. And so you might see a lot of 3/4 or 7/8 blood Dorpers, and they got a little St. Croix or Katahdin mixed in there. They're like the Royal White breed would be, and they tend to shed just a notch better. When you crossbreed a black-headed Dorper with those other hair breeds, a lot of times their bodies become splotched in color. You kind of see a paint pattern, and some people like it, some people don't. Again, a personal preference side of things. So a lot of times you see that black Dorper kind of shed a notch better because some of the heterosis that exists there.
All right, good deal.